welcome back to IE.Sports Network, and today
we have a special guest on the channel. This is Kevin Taylor. Say hi, Kevin.
Stop.
He is on call from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and today we are going to be doing our second episode of the podcast. We've each chosen 3 things to talk about for this edition, and it looks like I'm going first. And you guys feel free to make comments, okay?
Okay.
And by the way, Kevin is a very big Flyers fan, so that's what he'll probably be talking about first for one of his, and we did make it look like he's wearing a jersey, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so the World Juniors is what we're going to talk about first, guys. So I'm really excited. This actually starts tonight because we're filming this on the 26th. I don't know when you're seeing this, probably the 26th or 27th. And we are really excited for that, right, Elle?
Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
I'm really excited to see Team USA because Jack Hughes and Quinn Hughes on the same team. Kevin, what do you think about 2 brothers playing on the same team?
I think they're used to playing together. It's gonna make a strong duo. I think that they're gonna maybe carry this. They're gonna help the team a little bit farther because they're used to fighting each other. But they have to know. Well, they have to be able to play with the other team too. They need to be focused on their other teammates too. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a little slackish, a little bit strong.
Because Quinn Hughes actually lifted Team USA last year. He is a first-line defenseman, and Jack Hughes is probably a first-line forward. So we'll see the line combinations tonight when I believe USA plays Slovakia tonight. So that should be a really good game.
They're also
they're gonna beat them.
they're kids. They probably also played together for
Flashback. Remember last year we beat Denmark like 9-0 or something like that?
9-1. They scored and then we scored 9.
No, that was the Korea game this summer that we beat them 13-1, and they scored first. So next, the Carlson suspension. What are you guys' thoughts on this? I really hate it, and he should not have been suspended. That was a clean hit.
Yeah.
And we're seeing this more and more often now. Players getting suspended for clean hits. What do you think, Elliot?
It was like no reason. They suspended him for 2 games. Not the longest, but still, he should have even got it ejected. He should have maybe.
He didn't.
He shouldn't, or he shouldn't have gotten in the penalty box. Maybe like at most go in the penalty box.
That was a clean hit. They're saying the head contact, but he obviously did not. It was just bad. So that's our next topic off. Next is Nashville's slump and our injuries. Currently, we have a lot of injuries here in Nashville, and that is leading to a lot of sloppy play, and we're on a 4-game losing streak or something like that. We haven't won a game in a while, and it's partly due to the injuries affecting Nashville's play. What do you think, Kevin?
I think that when they play, when's the next game?
It's just so we just got Kyle Turris back. Yannick Weber left the game versus the Bruins early, but I think he's gonna be okay.
I think our next game they're gonna come back when big, maybe like shut out, maybe like 4-3 nothing. My prediction against the Stars, they're gonna win 4-3 because they're back in Nashville and they're gonna end that losing streak.
You're right.
We got Subban out, Forsberg out, Arvidsson out, and now Sisson's out.
These are like some of the star players too.
Like
so
2 out of the 3 of our first line players are out. Normally our first line does most of the scoring, so this is really affecting Nashville having 2 of those key players out, and that can really hurt a team, right, Kevin? Right, Elliot?
Yeah, because if you don't have someone in the main scorers, it's just not going to be.
So now it looks like we are going to Elliot or Kevin. Which one of you guys wants to go first?
I can't think of much.
Here, Kevin, why don't you go while Elliot thinks?
Okay. So today I'm going to be mentioning a couple off topic. Well, first we're going to be mentioning how the Eastern Conference is doing.
Yeah.
The Eastern Conference.
And also, can you mention your channel real fast?
Yeah.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
So, I'm going to be talking about, of course, we'll be mentioning the Flyers. But we're going to be mentioning the Bruins also.
Ew.
So, first, the Flyers, when they played the Blue Jackets, they had a great start. Even though they gave up the first goal, then they had the lead twice. They got 2 goals in a row.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And then Gudis, they called a horrific call on Gudis because he said he got a high stick when it was right next to his waist. His stick was horizontal right next to his waist. They called a high stick. Then they
wasn't it called off goal? Or was it
called a power play on him?
Oh.
One of the dumbest reasons ever. And then Columbus got 2 goals from that. And then right when they got back and they scored one more goal, then they gave up one more goal to Columbus, and then they finished 5-2. So the referee lately has been a little bit bad because, like I was saying, the Carson suspension. If I saw that game, I would probably thought that was a bad call because even if most hits they're calling bad because they want to keep the game safe and all that.
And it's more money for the league too, because taking away their salary going to the league, so that it's probably money playing into it.
And I think the league and most of the Eastern Conference games, the refs that are doing the Eastern Conference games need to improve and make it more fair because it hasn't been doing that. Like the other day, like the San Jose Sharks LA Kings game, like that was a really fair ref game. But when it's a double Eastern Conference game, Flyers and Rangers, like even though I'm a Flyers fan, the Rangers had some pretty bad calls that weren't penalties at all. And then next, I'm just going to be talking a little bit about what my predictions are for the future.
Yeah. And I have one more comment on the injuries. I mean, not injuries.
The Flyers game.
Bad calls. I keep on noticing it more and more. Following all of our Preds games and watching all of these games, I've noticed a lot of calls that should have been called against us that are really, really bad calls. And we should have gone to the penalty box for them. But I'm just simply not seeing them called. And it's kind of frustrating when they call a really bad call. Like they will get Carlson suspended for that, but they won't call a stupid, easy call like that. So
I have something too. This is last season, not this season. But one game last season, Forsberg was going on the bench and they showed him on camera and he was bleeding down his forehead and he got slashed. High stick or something.
And they didn't even call it.
I don't think they called it. And
that happened multiple times.
Also, Forsberg last season, he got suspended for.
After the board check too this season, they didn't call it.
Yeah, Forsberg was skating backwards, and then this guy decides he's gonna skate and run into Forsberg. Then Forsberg gets suspended for an illegal check when he didn't even do anything.
That was
it was
the worst
all the other
suspension
guys'
I've
fault.
ever seen. But go on, Kevin.
Yeah,
thank you.
Go on.
And then, so we're done with the Eastern Conference. Well, that had to all do with bad repping. And now we're just going to talk about the future. So the future is most likely going to be I don't think it's going to be the exact same. I think 3 or 2 more teams are going to keep. So the Western Conference is probably going to be, I think it's going to be basically the exact same. I think Nashville's going to move up a little more once they get Subban back, and then they're just going to get back into rhythm.
And starting 2020-2021, that's a mouthful, there will be a Seattle team joining the Pacific Division, and Arizona Coyotes will join the Central Division.
Yeah. So it's gonna be the exact same. Nashville's gonna move up, but I think it's gonna be like that. The same standings that are right now. But the Eastern Conference, I know I'm a huge Flyers fan. I can't put everything. I can't just say the Flyers are going to make the playoffs. But this year, I think the Flyers are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they're going to get one of the wild cards. I think they're going to come back from the 15-16-1 record. So I think it's going to be exactly like this, but the Flyers are going to get clinch one of the wild cards.
I mean, they did it last year, so
yeah.
Why not do it again? And they gave the Penguins a run for their money too.
Yeah, they did.
We were cheering for the Flyers hard last year.
Yes.
The Flyers. Yeah, the Flyers last year needed to be more of a home team because they won every single game at Pittsburgh besides game 1, but they needed to improve way better at home.
That same for the Preds. We were doing really bad at home in the playoffs.
But they were killing on the road.
Mhm.
Yeah. And one more thing to add in, I just wanted to say that my they're gonna put my subscription for my channel down below. So make sure to subscribe.
Kevin Taylor, it's the one. How many subscribers?
3.
3,
Just
and make the face that you are in your video.
Sorry. That was like probably 3 years ago, so it was like something like this. Something like that, with orange sunglasses on.
It's an actual profile picture.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. Is it my turn now? Okay.
Yeah, Ellie, it's your turn.
Okay. So the first thing is over the past seasons, last year, Buffalo was doing horrible. They were dead last for a long time, even second dead. They were doing horrible. And then this season they come back and they got first place for a while, didn't they?
Yeah.
They're in the tops now.
They were on
Do you
a
think-
strong streak actually.
Yeah, they were.
Do you think it's Rasmus Dahlin kind of playing into this? I don't know. But
I think
they-
they picked up some new players.
Honestly.
Yeah, because Rasmus Dahlin, a defenseman from Frölunda, got drafted at the draft, and he is doing spectacular as a defenseman. And now their defensive core has improved a lot, and I think it is Rasmus Dahlin a lot playing into that. Also, better team chemistry. I don't know if it has something to do with the goaltending. Hutton is here now, out with the old goaltenders. And I think whoever the general manager is in Buffalo, I'm not sure, is doing a good job.
Yeah, definitely. Also, kind of along the lines of that is players that have a lot of players have been in trades. Over the past few years, the teams have been building up better players with prospects and all kinds of things, getting better players. And
Carter Hart for Philadelphia, Ellie Tolvanen as an example for Nashville, stuff like that.
And Isaac, his favorite player, Kyle Turris. We traded Sammy Gerard. He was supposed to be really good, but not that good yet. And he was 19, and they traded him for Kyle Turris as an example.
In a three-way trade.
In a three-way trade, and he was and Kyle Turris is doing really good here in Nashville. In his first game, he scored. So.
And I don't want to say Gerard is with Anaheim, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So is that? Does anybody else have any more comments we wanted to make? I think we covered about everything we wanted to talk about.
Wait, one more thing to add.
Okay.
We should do some predictions on what's gonna happen in the future.
Yes,
For the
we
season
forgot that.
and what the playoffs is gonna look like.
Yeah, we were
in the picture.
So
We'll go around thinking. So Isaac, you, Kevin, and then
definitely Winnipeg. Calgary is going to be in the playoffs this year for the Western Conference. Here, we'll do the Western Conference, he'll do the Eastern. Nashville, Winnipeg, Calgary, those are all teams that really, I think, are going to be in the playoffs for the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And then I also am seeing, like, possibly some teams like Vancouver. And maybe,
Yeah, I think they're going to make it.
yeah, they might make it in through a wild card spot. It's going to be tough, but I think they can do it. Vancouver has been playing a lot better this year, and I think they can sneak into a wild card if they really push throughout the rest of the season. What about you?
I think, about that same, but like a few players, teams got into a really good start, like Nashville. Then they just started dropping like
And we're
flies
slowing down.
So we're kind of losing our So we might be like
Lower
playoffs, but by the time it's playoffs time, we'll probably have most of our players back, and
now PK Subban is skating with the team at the practices, so he is getting a little bit better, but not better enough to play in the National Hockey League game yet. So what's your predictions for the Eastern Conference, Kevin?
For me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Kevin, right?
So I'm going to start with the wild cards. So
Yeah.
as you can see, I think the Flyers are going to come back, have a big winning streak. I think they're going to get down. I think they're going to be the first team to get a wild card. I know they've been losing a lot, but they're going to come back after their break, after the week break, and come back really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to be, on the 5th, is going to be the big winning. Is when they're going to start winning. Like, they're going to start beating really good teams like Calgary on the 5th, and like the Rangers later in the year. Then they'll have the Bruins up after that. I think they're going to have like a 6-game winning streak. So the Flyers are going to be in. I think the Penguins are a lot. I think the Capitals are going to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Some teams that Nashville started out like one of those teams where they could easily be first, but now we're just
and then
sinking and
but now-
going down.
but now losing all the players, we're still in like
Top
that
10.
top area.
Top 10.
We're somewhere. I haven't checked the standings in a while and my phone is recording. So we're in that area. But once we get all of our players back, I definitely think we'll be able to get back into like that number 1 spot, number 2, number 3, 4 spot. So agree.
I think Vegas is going to make it.
Nah, they're garbage this year.
Who?
Vegas.
Vegas, yeah. They last season they just were new
Expansion
draft, so they could steal almost all a ton of players they wanted to. So they just started kind of snatching all the really good players and things, and then they made it to the
Basically, any expansion
yeah.
team is good because they get to snatch players.
And then the next season they're bad because they lost all their good players.
Because it's only a 1-year contract. So I think that's all we've got for today's episode of the podcast. And make sure you check out Kevin Taylor.
We'll put that link
and we'll put a link in the description. And we will see you all next time. Goodbye.
But